Hey, good morning. This question, just like the word question, but without an I. Hey, just wanted to hop on here real quick and go over just a little scenario that I went through that I thought was very interesting. As a small business owner, one of the things I'm starting to notice is you have these three types of entities that you deal with in regards to B2B anything. Okay, and what I've noticed is some of these entities aren't that friendly. Right, so that's the funny part. and and of course, obviously, everybody's gonna be friendly. Hey, bud, what's up? But um, I guess you could say some, or maybe a little bit more discouraging. Don't mind the. I just got out of the gym, a little refresh, getting ready for the day. Hey, man, you got to get it in there. Get it in how you get it. How do you say? Get in where you fit in. Good session today, actually. All right, so as a small business owner, I have run into three types business owners. And I think that the the funny thing about three types of business owners, because I always like three, right? 3 to 6 is the span of control. So you're really going to be most effective with being in charge of three entities, whether that's three companies, three divisions, three people, three, whatever you want to call it. When you start going higher than that, higher than 3 to 6, 3 to 5, really, but you could stretch that to six with expertise and experience, then you start losing a little bit control. Things start getting lost in the wind. So I like the entity of three. But as a small business owner, I've run into three types of business owners. I'm just taking some notes down here so I can kind of get my thoughts out. And then I want to see what they actually look like, on paper, right? So I'll probably email this to myself, maybe post it somewhere, and then go from there. But I just want to get those thoughts out. But as a small business owner, I run into three types of business owners: those that are your peer and do not believe in your strategy, those that are, how would you say, those that are above your peers and see you as too small to work with, and those that are too small that want everything for free. So I'm just curious about how this would break down into a thought process, a coherent process. Because in my mind, I understand it a certain way, but I want to, like I said, get it written down so that way I can at least read through it and kind of understand it a little bit better. I'll read it to you as well as I get done with that. So I'm just curious about that. I just thought it was funny. So to break the whole situation down, um, it takes me a while to process things. A lot of times, oftentimes, I'm going over a conversation in my mind. Maybe I shouldn't have said this. Maybe I should have said that. Maybe I should have whatever. Or what was my response going to be if they had said this or whatever the case may be. And one of the things I do is, like I say, I overanalyze a lot of those situations. A funny story about that, which I'll get back to, but a funny story about that. I remember some of my soldiers were late for a hit time, and I warned them, told them, gave them repeated, guidance on what could get done. and they didn't get up. I came storming back through the snow to their barracks room, banged on the door, and before I did that, I knew exactly what I was going to say. I knew exactly how I was going to curse them all out. It's funny. So like I ran into there, I was like, "Hey," all of that stuff. So, but anyway, um, last week I had a sit down with a client. I won't say entertaining, but it was very interesting. It was a very good exercise, basically. Um, Learned a few things about myself, learned a few things about my process. One of the things I also found out was that my process is pretty decent. There's a few hiccups that I have to work on, timing and ensuring that I have time, things of that nature. All that stuff's going to be great as I begin to iron those kinks out. But after a date with my wife, a weekend, we hung out, enjoyed ourselves. Sunday night, Monday morning, I started to focus on that conversation, going through the notes and looking at those things, and kind of looking at what would make sense. So I made a response, or I sent a response Monday morning. Um, and as I think about it as the day goes on, one of the things I realize is I don't. If you're not willing to to jump in on your own vision, right? Not my vision, on your own vision, then I can't really work with you, right? That's one thing that I'm noticing. Then I had a phone call yesterday, which was very interesting because in the phone call, it was encouraging because it was explained. I got some information that I wouldn't say I didn't have, but I wasn't necessarily focusing on. But then also it reminded me like, hey, I am agnostic in business building, meaning your method is not the only method that I might use, right? So I've read I won't say, I guess in my life, hundreds of books, but dozens of books as of late, business books, self-help books, studying books, things of that nature. In school, learning different methods of financial evaluations, things of that nature. I have an internship coming up. So I take in a lot of information, but I can get caught up in, this is the method that I'm going to be using. And so I was given the opportunity to take a step back and decide, like, okay, this may not be the best. Let me look and confirm. And in doing so, that allowed me to create some more of my documents and organizational product that's necessary. But then it also made me realize, like, look, even if the process might be right or wrong, however you want to look at it, um, and maybe this way is the best way. Sometimes, or a lot of times, I need to really frame, how I'm willing to engage with you or another. And I think that really helps out. So that goes right into understanding the dynamic, right? Some owners are typically on a similar level as you, but they doubt your approach or your ability to succeed. Often skepticism can stem from fear, competition, or misunderstanding of your niche. And I think that's where I stand. Uh, Other times, larger or more established businesses might underestimate your capabilities because you don't have their scale or their brand recognition, right? So you prove your value by focusing on quality and personal touch. And then you have typically smaller, very new businesses that look for freebies or heavy discounts because they may be strapped for resources, don't yet understand the value of professional services. Be clear about the worth of your products or services and set firm boundaries. Compassion is good, but undervaluing your work can harm you in the long run. So that's pretty awesome. um, I just wanted to hop on here real quick. I think I put a video out not long ago that um, I don't think I like the video quality of it, so I'm working on trying to get my quality a little bit better, things of that nature. So we'll see how things go from there. But let me go ahead and get off of here. Again, my name is Question, just like the word question. Thank you for listening to my conversation, liking the video, sharing, repost, all those things. And you guys have a great morning.